taking you guys through a back and delt workout. This is from the second day back at the fall semester at the University of Scranton. So why I really want to be able to show you guys these new workouts is because the gym here really doesn't have the variety of equipment that I was used to, especially during the summer months. So it's not the end of the world. All you need is a little bit of innovation. And a prime example of that is the first exercise that I am showing here. So starting my back with a T-bar row variation. So you'll see I have here a V-bar attachment on the bar and then some individual handles in the creases of the V-bar. So what this allows me to do is allows for a much better alignment than using any other kind of handle on this exercise. You'll see my elbow will travel very close in proximity to my torso, which will allow for a full shortening of the lat. With that, I programmed 3 sets with a strip set on the final set, a very good start to the back workout. I also started with some straight arm pull down activations before that, only 2 sets, holding contractions in the shorten and lengthen range, but did not film that. Second exercise, I still have my Prime Fitness rotate handles with the short bar attachment, so I program a neutral grip shoulder width lat pull down. What I'm doing with my cues here is leaning slightly forward at the torso to allow for a fully lengthened lat at the top of the rep, and then coming down and contracting, keeping the elbows close and trying to wrap the elbow toward the spine at the bottom of the rep particularly. As you'll see here, I am extending the set by programming a little bit of a mechanical drop. So as I fail with the wider grip, the shoulder width grip, I'll simply bump the handles into the closest that they go on the prime short bar attachment, and then from there work in the lengthen range at the stretch or at the top of the rep to get some partial reps to burn out the set. I did 3 sets of this using that exact principle, all in about the 8 to 10 rep range. And then on the final set, I incorporated a drop set. Didn't do a traditional strip set because I was kind of working in that mechanical drop with the movement of the handles already, so didn't really want to go into too much overkill and let the quality of my reps suffer as the set goes along. So you'll see this is my final burnout with the narrow handles in that lengthened range. It's 3 sets of the T-bar and then 3 sets of the lat pull down, and moving along from there, moving into a seated cable row, again with the Prime Fitness short bar. Same thing, pick a width that will allow you to line up your elbows with the side of your torso. Same concept applies. I'm keeping my feet locked into the platform at the bottom of the platform and getting a slight lean forward, keeping the elbow close the entire time, and then aiming to achieve a fully shortened lat at the back position where I'm trying to wrap my elbow toward my spine. With these, I did not extend the set in any way by moving the handles. All I did was hit failure in that shortened range and then work with partial reps to extend the set as far as I can. Again, hitting 3 sets of this exercise, hitting my top set first of about 8 reps and then backing a little bit more toward the 10 to 12 rep range, and then hitting a drop set on the final set. So after that, that's all I did for back. 3 movements with some activations prior to that, keeping it heavy, keeping it simple, varying my rep ranges a little bit as I go along, and then adding some intensifiers, which in this case for today's workout was a drop set. Moving along to the delt portion, my one and only rear delt movement, a high cable rear delt Flye. You'll see I have the cable set up a little bit above shoulder width. So what this allows me to do is line up a little bit better with the rear delt fibers that run diagonally, not straight across. And looking in hindsight, I probably could have bumped the cable stack a little bit higher to have even better alignment, but I will definitely take note of that in the future. With these a little bit higher reps, 3 sets aiming in the 10 to 12 rep range each set, and starting the delt workout with the rear delts, then transitioning to sides and then to fronts, because with the rowing movements especially, you will get some rear delt involvement with that. After my 3 sets of rear delts, I moved on to 3 sets of side delts. And my traditional movement, I posted about this the other day, the lying cuff lateral, which has really sucked up most of my side delt programming recently. It's been my one go-to exercise because of its even profile, great bracing, and perfect alignment really through the joints, and allowing me to really think about initiating and contracting the entire time with my side delt because I don't have anything in my hands. You see I'm using the wrist cuffs, or the ankle cuffs in this case, are on my wrists, to use those to lead with the elbow rather than lead with the hand. Just got 2 different angles here. Got 3 sets total, working with the same weight each time, and that weight will correspond to the 8 to 10 rep range, and then on the final set doing a drop set. With these, if you don't have ankle cuffs, you can use handles. You can just grab the stopper attachment on the cable stack. Like I said just prior, I like having the ankle cuffs around my wrists to allow me to stay wide, lead with the elbow, and then attempt to touch the opposite walls to prevent my traps from taking over. Final exercise for the day, the front delt portion, is the dumbbell shoulder press. So I got the angle from the side to really show that I'm trying to align the tension, which is bearing straight down from the dumbbell, against the front delt fibers that I'm trying to work. So you'll see I'm not on a 90-degree bench. The way I have it set up is between 65 and 70 degrees. So what this allows me to do is, especially on that day, if I know I'm lacking a bit of external rotation at the shoulder joint, using the bench a little bit farther back will allow me to keep my pelvis driven back against the bench, which provides for a real stable environment to contract, but also keep my shoulders in perfect alignment with the front delt. So that's what I did here. 3 sets overall, worked up to my top set, which you just saw was with the 85-pound dumbbells for about 6 reps, and then moving on to the 75s for 8, 65s for 10, and that was my 3 sets of front delts. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one, a little change of pace, and be sure to check out more future workouts.